do you feel tonight?
Just fine.
Week. Why aren't you coaching today? Yeah, I got 2 of them. Yeah. But the one that I wrote you about came early, so why aren't you coaching today?
I'm lame duck. Police is.
Right here where your helmet hit me about 6 to 7 times.
Have you got there's Sturge and Wexler and...
Oh, they're there, huh?
Yeah, that's Roth.
No, I just got here. I just walked up.
Sam Hope.
What half are we in?
This is final quarter.
How we doing? How we doing today?
It was even, and then we dropped a punt, and then they got...
So this is the end of the undefeated season? If we can pull it out?
There shouldn't be much time left.
Bug, I'm Mike Constant.
Mike, how you doing?
Tell me,
how's it look? Excuse me.
Story.
How's it look for the Cougars out here, Mike?
Well, as a matter of fact, we have worse things. It's only 7-zip. We're doing all right.
Yeah. They do well in first quarter. Everything in there, but these things are up to 48. Yeah, they're good.
Coach? They covered the spread. What happened?
Hey, if you go up to the house you went to, I got to clear up down here. But I'll be
Where's the house?
Okay.
Where's the house?
Where's the house?
It's up there.
See, there's
The one with the porch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go around. You can actually try the front door.
All right. All right.
I'm not take me to New Jersey. Don't take me on Ironman.
I got a question for you.
I don't want to go.
Out of all the athletes you ever coached, who went the farthest in his athletic career?
Yeah.
He's a coach.
I came back to coach in Georgeville, the top of the line. Only the best.
Who went the farthest?
You know what the demand is out there?
He left headed first. We're going to Pittsburgh, I think. Football coach.
Has George School ever turned out a professional in any sport? For anything?
Yeah, sure.
Car racing or?
George Earnshaw pitched in the World Series in 1932.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Really?
Remember in Drayton, they had that old trophy case and everything. There was a baseball. This guy signed. He played for the Philadelphia A's. I don't know whether there was a baseball signed by the Philadelphia A's after the World Series. At that time, everybody was post-grad or stuff. He probably was 24 or 25 when he graduated.
One day you're going to wake up, I'll be there. Your operation's over.
I was.
Well, how about, like, how about college?
Everything went well.
Anybody ever go on to,
We've had a lot of guys.
A lot of guys went and played at places like Harvard, Swarthmore, and Earlham, Ogle, and those.
Steelman did pretty good after, didn't he? He played at Lafayette. He was pretty good there, wasn't he?
Did they have somebody play Lafayette? You had somebody play Lafayette?
Yeah. It's this guy. He played at Penn, then he transferred to.
Because we had a lot of people at Swarthmore and Harvard and those places.
You know, I get that, but I've never. There's a guy from the paper asked me about 10 years ago. How many of these guys have gone into the pros from here and everything? And I said, hey, I don't know. These guys are going on. This is something they're passing through. But I said, I'll tell you. Personally, I know about 55 doctors, about 70 lawyers, and the guy didn't know what the hell I was talking. These people that write sports, I tell you, they make the kids score 700 in the college boards, and before you write a column in a paper, you ought to be able to to score that much on it there because some of these guys they come and you got to be careful because they're going to quote what you say. But I don't. Since I've been here, there have been a lot of fellows have played. They haven't played at Notre Dame and things like that. They've played in John here at Bucknell. We had somebody was on played freshman ball up there at Harvard.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Baseball.
No, he played football.
Really?
Actually, and that beats the hell out of me. But yeah, we I don't know. I feel for the side.
We built character here.
Oh, character. That's your class of.
Character. That's what I'm 65.
What team did you? No gray hair. No gray hair.
My calendar. This is like a Legier commercial here.
That is impressive. Huh?
I don't have a calculator on me.
What of Geissinger's teams did you play?
I was on Geis's team, the captain of his football team, 64.
Football? Now, can you
that beat Bryn Athen 20-18.
Set the offense for me. Did you start on offense?
Yeah, I was the starting running back. Stevie Hancock was on there. Rob Lyons was a running back. Actually, they switched me out to flanker. Perlman was the center. Vickery was a quarterback. See, I knew my team. I played with
Ian Vickery as a freshman.
Ian Vickery was the safety. He was in my class. He was the starting quarterback.
Hey, I know you.
Scotty Briscoe was the tight end.
Did you drop a pass? That's impressive.
I forget who else was on that team.
Who's the center?
Perlman. Jeff Perlman was the center.
Isn't it? I can tell you exactly how many times that guy kicked a field goal.
Pratt and Musser. Yeah, I get 3. That's a trivia question here at George School.
Pratt and Musser. Oh, okay.
Pratt and Musser were the they were juniors. They were in Mike's class. Mike was the backup quarterback on that team.
And my uncle.
Yeah, we were.
First game I ever came to.
No,
every time I see him.
Down there. That was a 20. That was back and forth and back and forth.
That was your senior year.
That was my senior year. No.
That would have been the fall of 65. Yeah, that was my sophomore year.
Yeah.
We almost beat the
A lot of people have almost beat him.
How you doing?
Good. Mike Everett.
Yeah, I remember you, Mike. How you doing?
Doug?
Doug Stevens, yeah.
Good seeing you.
Now, which of Geissinger's teams did you play on?
Football and baseball.
And what year are you?
66.
66. Set the offense for me.
The offense?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wait, 66 was Vickery was quarterback.
No, I was quarterback. Vickery was the year before.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Nichols was my fullback. Ted Daniels was my halfback.
What about Teddy Thomas? Was he on that team?
Teddy Thomas was running back.
And was DeGraff playing?
No, yeah, DeGraff was playing. That's right, Nick DeGraff was tailback. He was a sophomore.
Monaco wasn't playing the year you.
Jed played quarterback too. And he was a junior. Musser and Pratt were on a line. I'm trying to think of who's the center. Barish.
Did Dave Miller
Tim Barish
Tim Barish, that's right.
played guard. I'm trying to think who the center was.
Thank you, Michael. We were trying to think of his name.
Who?
Tim
Barish, yeah.
His mother told me they moved it on. I talked to Elise this week, and I said to Mom,
Does that hold up in winter better?
and it was Tim.
Everything took off.
Well, there's the Leo version.
I knew Lon.
Vince Campoline.
Hi. You George School?
I take care of the grounds here.
Head of the grounds. He's Mr. Hebron.
Oh.
Right.
Times change, huh?
Almost 15 years now.
Which of Geissinger's teams did you play on?
I didn't play on any.
And which of Geissinger's teams did you play on?
All of them.
I coach with Bob.
Do you?
Baseball, yeah.
Yeah.
Baseball's coming.
I just since
Betsy
83 or
played
84.
lacrosse.
So how was the team last year?
Heartbreaker. We lost by 1 run in the championship game. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and we hit the next batter.
You had really good teams.
Yeah, we had good
Almost won a championship. We just came
When we lose by 1 run.
Right.
We won in 87, lost in 88 by 1 run, and lost last year by 1 run.
1 run.
But the hitting the batter was like, there's nothing you can do. The play before that happened, there was a bunt, and the pitcher and catcher collided on it. So maybe the pitcher, was upset about his run.
Betsy was a lacrosse and a hockey player.
Were you coached by,
Ann LeDuc.
yeah, is she still here?
No, she's not.
She bought a hotel down in the shore or something.
Yeah, she's down at Cape May.
That's where
One of the
she and Judy
oldest
Bartels.
You know, the Harshbargers are good friends of mine. Do you see them at all?
No, but I probably will.
Good.
I know Jean.
I'm going to give her a call. I meant to call her tonight. Tell her.
I know. I don't even know that she knows we're moving back. She just published a book with Nancy Shedd on Huntingdon, a historical book.
Great. I went out and visited. Oh,
did Alexandria?
Alexandria and Huntington.
Well, we're on Route 26, right? There's a Huntingdon Motor Inn on the corner on 22, and you can take 26 south, and we're 2 miles from there. We're right across from the Huntingdon Country Club.
Now, was that near where they lived in Alexandria?
We're about 10 miles.
Oh, 10 miles from there.
Phillips, she was a Phillips.
That's right.
I know her sister, I know Billy, and I knew her husband. They had a flower shop in Huntingdon, and they sold it. And I knew Jean when they lived in Newtown, and she worked here.
What was the name of the coach's funeral that Bob and Dusty went to? The old director of athletics here.
Mr. Sutton?
Sutton.
Or
Yeah.
Stanley B. Sutton?
That's right.
Well, he was like my father.
Oh, no kidding.
Betsy, he was Yanni's grandfather. Betsy knew.
No kidding.
They lived in West Drayton when we came here. And when they built a house outside of Newtown, and we lived in this end of Drayton we came in 52. In August of 55, we moved over to West Drayton. And they moved into their new house. Because when Bob came here, I was interviewed. Also, he came and was interviewed. And on the 30th of May, I worked for AT&T at that time, and I had to get permission to come here. And Mr. and Mrs. Sutton interviewed me, and Mr. and Mrs. McFeely. And we stayed for 3 days with McFeely's. In Sunny Bay. And then after that, they moved to their little house, and he was athletic director for 2 years. And then Bob took over. But we lived in Drayton from 55 to 65 until Betts had it.
Yeah, we just went by the... when you came to
I'm now 66, yeah.
And where did you grow up?
In Huntingdon. Bob and I are from the same town.
Oh, no kidding. And how did you meet?
It's going to be all concrete.
Through my cousin, really.
Who's that?
Jody Foos? I don't know.
It's going to be, I bet
It's going to be a free fall.
And we went together for almost 3 years, I guess.
Did you go to the same high school?
Yeah, but I didn't know him then. I didn't know him.
Is he ahead of you, or you ahead of him?
I was ahead of him. And I'm 2 years older than Bob. And then, I don't know, we had planned to be married, but not so quick. Because this was May.
You got the school job here, you had no choice, right?
That's right. That's why we got married. We had planned on it, like the next year.
In Huntingdon?
And because we had gone together for almost 3 years.
All 4 of your parents were there?
His parents are still there. Mine died years ago.
The only guy shoots for high things.
But I have 2 sisters that are there, and we go back. And I have a cousin who's almost like a sister to me, and she has twin boys, Betsy's age, and they're like her brothers. And they're just 7 weeks younger than Bets, and she's very close to them. So all over the years, we have gone back to Huntingdon for Christmas,
I remember
summers.
that because of the Harshbargers. I knew that you
Right, we still do.
Where does Betsy live?
She lives in Robbinsville, New Jersey. It's on the other side of Trenton. It's about half hour. And her husband works up in North Jersey.
Yeah. You gave up on coaching?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Doug, how are you doing?
Doing great.
You old goat. You haven't changed a bit.
You were class of 72?
Yeah.
What, your pictures are, you better be careful.
Oh, really?
Which of the Gessinger teams are you on?
Basketball.
Basketball? Were you, did you start?
My senior year, yeah.
Did you? Who was on the team?
Then or when we were good?
This is your starting team. Your senior year.
I don't want to go.
So who was on the team?
Leon Bass,
Yeah.
who's God knows where in San Francisco area now.
All right.
Andy Troll, who was supposed to come today.
All right.
Who hurt his back.
All right.
John Mason, who God knows where he is.
All right.
And I'm drawing a blank on the rest. But I've known guys
You're Alan Lipkowitz.
Right, but I've known guys for a long time since before that.
Which of Gessinger's teams were you on?
Process
Football in
this year. Read 9.
70 and 71, I think, was the last year he coached football. Mark Colcord.
Richie's
Class of, okay, I was class of 68.
Okay. And I also played lacrosse. He coached lacrosse for
What was
either
your
1 or
favorite-
2
What was
years.
your favorite team that you were?
Lacrosse, without a doubt.
Who was on your lacrosse team then?
Well, my freshman year, who was on the lacrosse team? Pete Moyes.
Oh yeah, he was. He must have been a freshman.
He was a senior when I was a freshman.
So he was a freshman when I was a senior.
Okay.
Okay. So
Pete Moyes, Pete. What is his name? Pete Johnson?
I said, no, I know who I am.
God, I forget all the names now. David, who?
your name is
Dave Mears.
Hi, Dave, and you were on the same team as him, Doug Stevens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Nice to see you. Class of 68.
68,
Class ahead of
72.
Oh, he's trying to. All right. So in your senior year, who was on lacrosse? You played lacrosse.
Mainly played football.
All right. So that's what I need. Set the offense for me, would you please?
Jay Cox. Jay Cox was on the line.
72.
When I was a freshman, senior year, Pete Moyes.
Tim Reynolds.
What position did you play?
Flanker back.
Was Stumpy around then, or was that?
Stumpy was
That
there.
was after that.
Stumpy was there.
Well, yeah, you're
Yeah, Stumpy was there. On
What's
the line.
Stumpy? Does Stumpy have another name?
That's
Bill Forrest.
Bill Forrest. You had Dave McDaniels.
Tony
Jackson. Yeah.
That was there. Primarily, though, I wrestled. That's what we did.
Dave Lehner.
Hi, Dave. You were class of what?
74, is that right?
And what was your favorite Gessinger team?
I was only actually guys my
Yeah.
freshman year in football. So that was football team of
wasn't my year.
What was that? 71 or something? Mm-hmm. And
was
but then
when
I
you were a
coached.
Doug was on that team. Damn right.
I was Wilson to you, though. Everybody was Wilson.
No, you shouldn't say that, Doc. That isn't true.
You're twisting my arm.
All right, so Dusty Miller, what is your favorite memory looking back from your coaching years? Do you have any favorite memories as you think back?
Listen, I had so many neat experiences. I couldn't separate them. Either through college, through semi-pro ball, and then coaching them, and then coaching Council Rock, and then coming back to George School. Just different.
So you thinking of retiring in a few years?
I am retired.
You are retired?
You better believe it.
You're kidding me.
2 years ago. I'm a lot older than you think. How old do you think I am?
44, 45?
I love you, Doc. I love you, William. God damn, you're really something.
So where are you living these days?
I'm 68.
68.
I went back to Wycombe. Oh, really? Before I came to George School, I lived in Wycombe. I taught at Council Rock and coached baseball and football there. And then McFeely asked me to come down to George School, and I did. So all those years I spent down here, I never liked it down here, and I'm a Langhorne boy, but I always liked Wycombe. So when I retired 2 years ago, we found this old farmhouse up there, terribly broken down and terribly expensive, but we bought it. So that's where I am. I'm back to Wycombe. And I'd love to have you come up sometime.
We will.
Well, you know, weren't you over in Africa sometime?
Yeah. I went with Clark Moore, his first group to Africa.
Well, I was with the Peace Corps a couple times, and I was in Lesotho, down Johannesburg, right out there, and then I got malaria and I got pneumonia in Sierra Leone. Another trip.
When did you do that?
I was a consultant building dams for earthen dams to hold water.
You mean before I was at George School, you mean? Or?
No, after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I spent 6 months over there in South Africa, and then up in Sierra Leone. I was up there. The difference is just different. We were working on fish and so forth, teaching them how to raise fish for protein and that kind of thing up in the north. In the south, we were just trying to get them some water.
Interviewed yet?
Interviewed.
Which of Gessinger's teams were you on?
Which? I was on
your
football
Steve
team.
Miller, 78. You played your senior year?
Mm-hmm.
Set the offense for me, would you please?
Set the offense? You mean formations or people in it?
Yeah, people in it.
We had Wes Seabrook as the quarterback. Let's see. Louis Martini was a lineman. He's here. Leonard Whitmore was a lineman. We had Bill Bald. And I'm not sure, wait a minute, I'm not sure I want to do this.
Oh, you can remember? Well, class of 78 was a little troublesome. You're Aaron Sexton,
Yeah,
Doug Stevens, nice to meet you. You're class of...
85.
Wait a second, you thought of somebody else, Steve?
Well,
if it comes to you, interrupt. Which of Gessinger's teams were you on?
Baseball.
Oh, yeah? Did you play senior year?
Yeah.
What position did you play?
First base and
All right,
pitcher.
set the rest of the squad for me, would you please?
Shortstop was Ali Salim.
All right.
Third base was Doug Brown.
All right.
Catcher was David Frame.
All right.
Center field, Rich Ray.
Yeah.
Left field. Right field was Kevin Friedman. Other pitcher was Phil Hardy. He was first base also. Second base was Ted Hackman. I can't for the life of me remember who was left field.
All right, that's it. Hey, Mike, before the battery runs out, all right, come over here. I want to set your team. Class of 56.
Hey, Tub and Dub, class of 56. Get Jimmy. Jimmy, Willison. Anything you want. Hey, Dave. Class of 56, because we're gonna play these guys.
We want to find out. We're doing a little scouting.
Wait a minute. Did you ever see this guy kick off?
Dave, Doug Stevens, nice to meet you.
I'm Thompson.
All right. You guys, you played on Gessinger's football team? Were you guys on? Were you on Gessinger's football team?
We played at it.
All right, well, set the offense for me now. What did you do? What did you play, Mike?
I didn't play a hell of a lot, but when I did play, I played as far away from the action. He was a football.
Dave, what position did you play?
I don't know. He kicked off.
You guys were as bad as I thought.
That was the best they had,
These kind of kickoffs that were great.
That was the best they had.
These kind of dribble along the ground. They take a hop. They go over the first guy. They're great.
Another 10-yard line.
That's right. Hey, Harry, we got to get our picture. Harry.
Harry, they want your picture.
Come on, Harry, we got our picture. 56. This is class of 68.
You're Harry Colson, Doug Stevens. What position did you play, Harry?
He was tackle, middle linebacker, and captain of the team, and he's the reason why we're going to kick your ass if we play. Now take a picture.
It's on. It's on the whole time.
Yeah, we're going to play in the middle of the Burnett.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I'm Doug Stevens.
Hello, Doug Stevens. How are you?
Bill Brick.
Jay Baldwin.
How are you, Doug?
All right, Don, this is on. Which class were you? Which of Gessinger's teams were you on?
64.
All right. What sports did you play?
63. We were 0-8.
What
I
sport?
played football.
Did you? And Phil?
I played football and baseball with guys.
All right, Don. 64. Set the offense for me. What position did you play?
Well, I was a guard.
All right. Who else was up there? And who's the other guard?
Well, actually, our quarterback was Ian Vickery, who was a junior. Johnny Gleason was one running back. Fuzzy Marshall, I think, played the other running back. Grimsley Hobbs was a tight end. Willie Ofterhide and Tom Turner were the Ofterhide and Turner were the captains of the team. Terry Wright played tackle. Ed Nichols played tackle. Super memory.
don't know what else to say to you. I can't remember. I think Pete Joslin was a wide receiver, maybe.
And Jay, you were class of 62?
62.
Did you play on any Geisinger's teams?
Yeah, I played. We were 1 and 7. How'd you know that? I played football. I was nose guard and offensive guard.
Who's the other guard?
Who's the other guard was Charlie Evans.
Who's the center?
Saki Rothschild.
Who are the tackles? Come on.
Saki, Charles Marshall was one. Charlie Marshall, Don's brother, was one. And the other was Eric Blumberg until he got moved back to a fullback position.
All right, quarterback?
Quarterback was Harvey Norris.
Lance Rembar.
No, Harvey Norris. Lance Rembar was a year later.
He probably
How about running back?
How the running back started that year as a junior.
Hi, Dave. Doug Stevens.
Hey, Doug, how you doing?
Hey, Dave, come here. Dave.
That's Chris.
Come here.
So you were on his team.
He was a cross country.
I was cross country. I mean, Marshall's a year ahead of me.
Football team was 62. They were 61. Who were they? He's one of those 61. 61.
You're Dave Griscom, huh? Yeah. Hi, nice to meet you, Doug Stevens. All right. Go ahead, Dave.
One of them was Corky Townsend. Corky Townsend. Bill Townsend. That's right. Bill Townsend. Corky was one.
Oh, really? Well, we met before. Small world.
All right, Bill Townsend, you were a running back. You didn't even know where you were going.
Was Eric Blumberg moved
Did you get your clippings?
running back?
Yeah, I got my clippings.
Did you put
Cross.
I played lacrosse in college, and then it just wasn't worth it. I just dropped out after my sophomore year.
Well, I enjoy it. We were ranked number 2 nationally.
Yeah, John Hopkins.
Well, I didn't play.
Did I get you on John Ambler, Doug Stevens, class of 68? Which of Geisinger's teams were you on?
I was on football and baseball.
Are these guys in your class?
Cross.
Doug Stevens, class of 68.
Well, hello, Doug Stevens.
I met you at the football game.
I met you. Yeah, I met you before. I want to get you on tape here. Which of Geisinger's teams were you on?
Which sport?
Yeah.
Football and baseball.
Class of 63, baseball. Set the baseball team for me. What position did you play?
I played. We're all senior.
Were you on the? No, you were a little ahead of him.
Yeah, not by much. We played together, I think.
You were on the same team?
You had Lance Rembar in your class, and yeah. John, did you play football? Yeah.
What position did you play?
I played quarterback and end. I played.
Who was your center?
Who was the center?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Kathy McHenry?
Maybe.
That's who I was.
Eric Blumberg. I don't remember who the center was.
That was Kathy.
I can't really remember who played on the
wait
team.
a second.
Who were the ends?
Who were the ends? I should have looked at the picture.
Quarterback can't remember his ends.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where the hell she is. I went to her.
Which of Geising's teams were you on? Football?
Basketball, baseball.
And basketball.
But this is the jock, right?
Set the basketball.
No,
were you on the same team?
Here's the triple.
You guys ever on a team together?
Oh yeah, football and baseball.
All right. Now, your senior year was 65, right?
Yeah.
That's Ian Vickery.
That's correct.
We got that one down. But how about your basketball team? Who was their starting 5 in your basketball team?
Bill Barton, Ian Vickery, myself.
Betts.
He flunked out.
He
Remember?
was going by his first senior year?
Bill Fretz. How many is that? Jocelyn, Fretz, Barton, Vickery, and my senior year?
Yeah.
Did DeGraff play?
No. I can only give you 4 out of 5.
And Nicky DeGraff, so we almost overlapped because he was there, I guess my sophomore year was his senior year.
That's right, that's right.
Phil Craighead, Doug Stevens. Nice to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you.
I got to warn you, this is on.
This is all.
What kind of thoughts do you have? Hey, Doug Stevens. Hi. You're
Dave Johnson.
Dave, nice to meet you. This is on, I got to warn you.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Jim, 61. What team of Geisinger were you on?
I was on Geisinger's basketball team.
Set the offense for me. I mean, I guess it's
Set the offense, 1-3-1, throw it into the corner. We'll go through, send the ball out to Surratt. Surratt will drive, take a jump shot, and we'll all go back and play defense.
There was a guy named Surratt?
John Surratt.
Any relation to
John
Matt?
Surratt, little lefty.
Was Matt his relative, the guy who came
John
in?
Surratt, Matt's?
I don't think he had a brother.
I don't think they're related.
John Surratt was Geisinger's quarterback. He was his guard in basketball, and he was his pitcher.
So you got you and Surratt. Who else is on the basketball team?
George Kelling, Milt Brown, Clyde. No, not Clyde Betts, but his brother.
Hey!
Oh yeah, his brother, Lloyd Betts.
Lloyd was taller.
Lloyd Betts. Boy bets. Yeah.
What else did you play other than basketball?
At school? Well, for Geis, I just played basketball.
For Geis,
I played soccer and tennis, yeah.
And for you?
I played football and basketball, and I was
class of what? Let me
class
see.
of '59.
Dave, I'm looking for the class of '59. Set the offense.
I was the captain of the baseball team in '59.
Was Geis the coach?
Geis was the coach. We beat Lawrenceville for the first time since 1942.
I remember that. What position did you play?
I played first base.
Who was pitching that game?
We had Bob Hardy. The pitcher that day though was Dick Taylor.
Dick Taylor
was the pitcher. Billy Wilson was the catcher.
All right.
I played first base. Martin Davis played second base. John Lippincott was at shortstop. Adrian Paulet played third base. In the outfield, we had Bob Hardy. We had Brian. Jim, help me. Brian.
Hevern?
Okay, we're in the outfield. Okay, that was a tough call.
He caught.
Well, he also played the outfield though that year for us.
All right.
And I can't tell you who else there was out there.
How's your boy?
We had a good team though.
Oh, that was a tremendous game.
We had a very good team.
This is probably the only time in many years that we beat Lawrenceville.
At that time, it was the first time in 17 years.
I was Bob's assistant at that time.
I'm sorry, yeah. Bill Craighead was the assistant coach.
Yeah. I can remember they had a guy playing center field.
Yeah. Well, we have good soccer team.
Just kept backing out, you know, the balls we hit, and it was just a very unusual game. It was a thrilling game to see.
How you doing? Doug Stevens. Let's go. Come on over here, because my cord's running out.
Your cord's running out.
What class were you in?
71.
All right. What sports for Geis did you play? This is on, so you got to watch out.
I played football, and I played basketball, and I played baseball.
All right. 71. Set the offense for me. Football. What position did you play?
I was halfback.
Who was your quarterback?
Tony Jackson.
Who's your...
Jay Griscom.
All right. Who's your center? Ends. Typical backfield guy, you know.
Who was it?
Didn't know who did the real work.
Jeff Meredith was a tight end. Ron Hancock would split in every now and then.
Ron Hancock,
remember him? Who else, man? I don't remember.
We had two guys.
Him and Bruce.
All right, you guys are class 81, 82. Let me see, it's Don Broad. Dan. Did I interview you before? No. All right. Which of Geisiger's teams were you on?
I played football and baseball.
All right, football. What position did you play?
Played receiver.
Receiver. Who's the other end?
I played safety.
That's Scott Bald, 82.
Safety.
All right.
Our best man was probably baseball.
Baseball is our
We won a few
Let's
games.
think about
Championship,
baseball.
2 years.
Championship 2 years?
80 and we were 80. 2 years for you, I guess.
Kula, is it? Kula. All right, what position did you play, Steve?
I sat on the bench.
All right.
I never played.
Well, you had a position that you didn't play, right?
I kept the stats, and I played. I made errors second whenever given a chance.
Scott.
I was in right field. He
Right
was
field?
center. And once he left, I took center over. I should have been there.
Who played left field, the 81?
John Trager.
He's right over there.
Good job.
All right. Who's pitching?
Trager pitched a lot.
Picardo pitched.
Steve Picardo pitched.
First base.
Picardo
first. Gabler second.
Interviewed 1 second. All right. Who's playing second base?
Yeah, Andy Abbott played second.
All right.
He's a baseball player. Shortstop, Scott Dow.
He's too nervous to be here.
You're John Alden, class of 82.
Right.
Which of Geis, get over here in the light, please. Which of Geisiger's teams did you play on?
I didn't play on any of Geis's teams.
Oh, really? Wasn't lacrosse Geis? By that he had retired?
Yeah, we were 80s first.
Who was the lacrosse coach?
Lynn Parker.
Who's on the lacrosse team for you guys?
A lot of people. I mean, I could name tons.
Well, name me some. You a midfielder?
No, I was an attackman, and I played with Scotty Graziers, Steve Eustace. I can pull out some good. I work at George School right now.
Oh, really? Who's your goalie?
John Zinzer.
You have any good games?
Yeah, we were 11-1 my junior year.
Really?
Yeah. Damn good team. Dave Wertz played defense. Bill Moyer. We had a good good midfield, Andrew Dunbar. But Geis wouldn't really know about it, but it'll still be nice to be on tape. We could talk about wrestling teams were better. I was probably closer to Geis in the 80s.
Big wrestling. Who are the big wrestlers in the weights?
This one was good. Scott Ball. See if there's any other wrestling team guys here. What's the right here?
This is the left fielder? What am I doing? Yeah. What, do we have the outfield here?
Yeah, this is the outfield.
Switch positions.
Let's get the outfield.
Now you're in the right position.
Well, the only person who did it for 3
All right, guys. All right, here's the test. 1, 2, 3. Up, they dropped it.
Wait a minute. Brod's got it in his pocket.
He got it.
Get in here. Wait, allow me to hear this. Come on, get in. Let's do this.
All right, so you got the... All right, you were playing left field. You're John Strait.
He played center. He played left. He had the wheels. I should have been in center field.
I would have had the center field.
John.
I played center in a real league.
Excuse me, guys. I only got so much tape. John, what was your best at-bat in your George School career?
My best at
Most
bat?
valuable or the best, yeah.
One time at bat?
He didn't hit?
You know how many times there were those things?
I had one at bat in 2 years.
I batted like 480 the whole time.
Well, can you remember? There wasn't a moment that...
No, I can't think of anything.
Dan, you have a memory and
I had one single.
I had a triple in the championship game in 1980. Sorry.
That was his only hit.
My only triple in my life.
Is Geis here?
Yeah, Geis is right
Made the ball so far. It would have been a homer, but I watched the ball. I watched the ball until it stopped rolling.
Petty was one of the best games.
Hey,
We had some big wins.
Guys, get him over here.
I walked once, I struck out once, I popped up once.
Would you come over here for a second?
We haven't met it.
My cord only goes so far. I'm Doug Stevens. You're Pete.
Peter Everett.
Pete, oh, you're Pete Everett. I've heard of you. And you're... Could you come over here and light a little bit because I got to get something for Geis. And which of Geis's teams did you play on?
That's about it.
Did you play on any of Geis's teams?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we played on a basketball team.
Basketball team? What year?
This year
Was it 69 to 71?
Are you related to Mike?
It's my brother.
Oh, really? No kidding. All right. So you guys were on the basketball team
Yeah,
together?
it was Squeaky and
Squeaky?
Clifton Coleman.
Tony Jackson.
Tony Jackson, Ron and Don Hancock.
Is anybody else here from the...
Wayne Rockford should be here.
Yeah, there'll be 5 of us.
So you got all 5 of the basketball team here?
Yeah.
Can you find any other guys?
Well, there's one of them there.
He was on the team?
No, yeah. Clifton Coleman.
Where's Tony? We'll get Tony.
Where's Tony? Tony's over there talking to Noah.
Pete, you must have played some other sports too, right?
Tennis. That's about it.
Tennis?
Yeah, I didn't do anything in the fall.
How about you?
Played soccer, tennis.
You played football.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was a class of 68.
With Holden and all those guys.
Sam Holden, yeah. We have a good contingent here today. I'm going to put this down. All right, it's Rob Orris, class of 76. Right, stay in life. Let's get next to Brick. Okay, Rob, which of Geisinger's teams were you on?
No, this is shameful here. I've just been coaching with him.
What? All right, but tell me, did you play on any of Geisinger's teams?
Club soccer freshman year. I don't think that's what got me here.
Club soccer freshman year?
I'm pretty sure that didn't get me here. I know how I played. It was.
So what was your sport?
So you've been friends with him? So I've been friends since I've been coming back and coaching. It's nice.
I'll tell John. John will tell me if I don't drink to you.
Hey, see if you can get Dunlop over here, right?
Dirk.
Not Dirk. Not Dirk. You don't value your lens, huh?
Gentlemen, I hate to barge in on you. Did I get you on tape?
You did.
John Batten, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks. Thanks. Good to see you.
I'm Miss Tape as well. Bob.
Bob Hahn.
Hi.
Nice to see you. John Briscoe.
So you guys are all about...
Hap Miller.
Hap, how you doing? You guys are all more or less contemporaries. But you're all at 55?
Yeah.
Which
53.
What's the old one? What was your sport in 55?
Football?
Did you play football? Were you all on the football team?
Yeah.
All right, set the offense for me. What did you play?
Oh, Christ.
Which year?
Christ?
Which year?
Take your senior year.
Quarterback, I guess, or senior year.
And it's John Briscoe, right? What position did you play? 10.
Fullback.
And Bob Hahn.
Fullback.
Fullback. All right, so you're fullback. You're the end. We'll figure out your position by process elimination. Who is the quarterback?
He was a quarterback.
Oh, we figured it out.
He had a severe concussion.
In the Bern Athens game. No, that was in the Bern Athens game.
How'd you guys do that year?
I think we maybe halved that year.
Senior year. Junior year, we were 4-2-2.
Who were your tackles?
Well, you had Rudy Japs.
Oh, grab him. Would you grab him? Rudy.
Denny Hoyt was in there. You had Mike
Pickering was center.
He was a guard.
My name's Doug Stevens.
This is the great Rudy Japs.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Hi, sir. How are you?
We're just here. You play
One
tackle,
of the
right?
finest linemen George school ever had, right here.
Lucky was a guard.
He's on the old Gessinger team.
He may be.
I don't know.
He could be.
What'd you play?
Guard, left guard offense, right guard defense, or nose tackle. I only
I just said get
went
there
to
in the
center
middle where no
linebacker on a
reaction
5-man line, but we didn't use that very often.
Played the tackle.
I was the tackle.
Who were the tackles?
Yeah.
We're not talking about coverage.
I never played coach.
When Lucky played.
We're not talking about
He was your. What was the name of the guy from?
Bucky was one of the tackles.
Yeah.
Bucky was one of the defensive
What was
tackles.
Bucky here?
Yeah.
Bucky, you got a good
Windy.
Bucky!
Windy.
Hank Windy came in for the 1 year.
1 year was your senior year.
And then left offensive tackle was that real big tall guy, Bill Stroud or something.
Was Sienkiewicz there?
Oh yeah, but he wasn't.
I know
he wasn't worth diddly. No, Bo Diddley. That's better. He was funny. So I helped him carry a case of beer up into Drayton, not realizing that into Drayton. Oh yeah. Not realizing that if we had gotten caught, you're out. Automatic out.
Rudy used to come up at night and we would sneak out over the fence, remember?
Rudy would come up. He didn't realize.
He didn't realize.
I didn't realize that.
He saw beer going in there all the time.
To my room.
Is that what you tried to explain to people? You didn't realize?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Rudy used to come cruising over around 8 o'clock at night and Lou and I would sneak out to the road.
Yeah.
We'd hop in your car and
I'd pick you up and I'd take you down to Langhorne. Go down and hit the wheel.
Hey, Bob,
give me a wheel.
Yeah, Demi Hoyt played. Demi Hoyt.
That was during the day.
Played halfback. And the other guy was...
right before we had to go out and play football. Right.
Arnold was there. Remember,
we used to take him down. That close.
Yeah. See, you guys said something about an undefeated football team, and there was only one.
We didn't have an undefeated.
Oh no, we didn't.
Hell no.
Remember, because Mike Kossoff. Mike Kossoff was
all the other guys,
the quarterback for the team that went undefeated for the first time in George School's history.
Blown away, huh?
It was.
He had no idea what was going on.
I'm going to turn the tape off for this.
Couple of weeks, and my wife and I are coming down to Georgetown on Friday, and we're going to stay over there, and then we're going to the wedding on Saturday.
You going to stay in Georgetown?
We're staying at the Four Seasons over there.
I live across the street from the Four Seasons.
Do you really? We'll be there. When's the wedding? The 11th of November. We'll be down there the 10th and 11th.
I should give you my contact.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jerry Millar, class of 67. You on lacrosse? Who was on the lacrosse team with you? That was DeGraff,
Nick, Jed.
Come on, everybody else had to do this.
I can't stand these guys. No,
Jed Monago.
Jed Monago. Nick
DeGraff.
Who else?
Me.
Yeah, you.
Dave Williams? No, he was a year below.
Ken Straley.
Ken Straley.
Who else?
There was a guy named Pete Moyes who came later, but you missed him. Evidently, he became really good. He was like a freshman our senior year. Who else is on the team?
Get the thing out of here.
Who else is on the team? No, because we haven't. You're the 67. We need to set it up.
Get Roger.
What other sports did you play?
With guys? That's it.
No, other sports.
Wrestling.
So you wrestled. What weight did you wrestle?
150.
Louis wrestled too, right? Louis Levine and yeah.
Yeah, he was there. Nick DeGraff. Who else was there? I can't remember.
So what do you do these days?
I'm working in Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, you came the farthest.
Yeah.
Who was the reporter on the Holland School over at the park? Class of 68.
Well, he did. He's a vice president. I just want to tell you, really, Maddox, I've just been bragging about the class of 56. These damn fools got to make a fool right in front of all these other classes. Yeah, well, that's true. And Joe is a horse's doctor. I just want to... we'll get back to you later. I just want to tell everybody, seriously, I really had the opportunity to be a Toastmaster at one or two other events, Red Cross things and Quaker meetings and that kind of thing. And I got to tell you that of all those things, nothing has ever given me more pleasure than to be able to welcome you to this dinner, testimonial to what's his name? The first thing I'd like to do is introduce to you the head table here. The fellow over there with the magic eye is Mike Giardinelli.
All right.
I have a stooge in the audience. Class of 68. Mike is Betsy's husband. Betsy is Marion Bob's, and she was born our senior year at George School, and she's great, and she's Bob's daughter, and I'd like a round of applause for Betsy. Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. We'll come to you. Of course, next to Betsy, we have her mother, Mary. Mary deserves the biggest purple heart that's ever been recorded in any individual in the history of America. I mean, you can tell me about World War II, the big one. You can tell me about Korea. You can tell me about the Vietnam thing. She stayed at George School 38 years. She stayed with what's his name 38 years. In company housing. So let's... Yeah, but she's finding out it could be worse. Anyway, let's have a round of applause for Mary Gessinger. On this side of the table is my better half, the woman who has kept me for 31 years. She too, isn't more than a purple heart. She's my better half, and she did most of the work for this event, Janet Kossoff. And I guess really that's it as far as introductions go. So please, this is Gessinger. Let's hear it for Bob Gessinger. Not yet. Not yet. You'll have your chance. I would say this, just before we eat, only because I'm married into a Quaker family, and I've been hearing this all week long. I think it's, whatever, it's proper. Thank you, dear. I think we'll have a moment of silence, so each in his own way, and we'll say thank you for the meal we're about to receive. So please. Thank you. I'll get back to you later. Let's see what approved. Well, you know, everything seems to be going well, and we've just had a team of experts, consultants come into our company, and they've made an offer to everybody over age 45 in the company with one of these enhanced retirement programs, whereby they add a little bit to your age, a little bit to your service, and offer you a chance to get out. And I'm kind of mulling that over at this point, thinking whether or not I should take it or not take it. And so that was, the guy said that was interesting. And later on, one inning later, as we were standing there, I kind of and I looked down at my feet, and I had two different shoes on.
So I said, my God, guys, look at that. I've got 2 different shoes on. He said, John, take their offer. And I want you to know, guys, that I went home and I wrote the letter. I signed the name on the letter and I took it. And I appreciate everything you've done for me and all the rest of us for all these years. Thank you. Thanks, John. Thanks very much. That's a true story. Next on our list to talk about Mr. Gessinger is a fellow in, I guess, class 68. Mike Brick. Mike?
I want to say hi, guys. Mary and Betsy and fellow classmates of the class of 68. The only undefeated team in George School history of a football team. I have a story to tell you, guys. And you remember this. I was walking out of the Temperance House one night. and I got stopped. I was graduated by then. Thanks, Phil. By 2 of the coaches here, Mike Hevern and John Gleason. You guys can't, you can't leave. We got to call Geis. And we're going to his house. Well, as we approached your house about 1 in the morning, you were very happy to see us. And Mary was even happier. So we started drinking, and all of a sudden we started talking about some times about when our undefeated football team, and we were winning 24-0, of which I was the manager of the team. I was the water boy, sort of. But I could throw the ball further than our quarterback. But that's all right. That's another story.
You could also run faster than our halfback.
Thanks, Doug. You were our halfback. Thanks. I lost my train of thought. Anyway.
That's not surprising.
Wait, Roger.
Wait, we're roasting Geisinger.
Yeah, but it's not hard. Anyway.
Goddamn dummy. Now let him talk.
We were winning the first game 24-0 in halftime. And you were sitting there talking to Dusty and Mike Zettler, who isn't here.
There's Dusty in here either.
Well, okay. But anyway,
What's his name?
You were talking to them and you said, we're winning 24-0. It's our first game in the conference. We can't let these other people know that we're this good. We got to do something and put the 40th man at the safety to let him score. Well, you said some guy named Nick Emlin. I think some of you, 68, 69, you remember. And Mike Zettler or Dusty said, well, let's dress Mike. Put him in the backfield and let him play defense. And you said no, he'll intercept the pass and go for a touchdown. Well, we ended up going undefeated. And after Grafton, which most of you didn't win that game, some of you did, but we did. And there was a game ball, and it was given to me. Well, right now, I would like, Geis actually gave it to me as the manager of the team, and after 21 years, I would like to give it back to him.
Go back to your table. I think that was a very nice gesture, and I still say the class of 56 could have kicked your ass.
Not if I was a quarterback.
Quarterback probably still can. Right, Harry? Our next speaker is a fellow who's
been at George School, his family's been at George School, his sons have been at George School, his grandsons will probably be at George School, and I'm sick of going on and on and on about him. Asa Cadwalder, come on up here and roast Geisinger. Asa's brother Billy couldn't be with us tonight.
Bob and Mary and Betsy, I want to wish you the happiest in retirement and your long, happy retired life. As you know, I represent the Cadwalder clan from years back. Not very often do I stand in place of my brother because he's well-sounded, a minister and veterinarian and all these doctors behind him. But at this time, I recall one statement made at a game. We went to scout Brynathan and they were playing Germantown Friends, and we had this fellow by the name of Golden Boy that played for Germantown Friends. He says, well, next week we got to play the farmer from George School. So I think the last of the farmers have come through George School with my sons. So with that, I want to recall one story that I remember. I guess I can make two stories out. We were playing Pingree on my senior year, and we were doing pretty good against Pingree for the usual Pingree game. And we had just sacked the quarterback, and I got up and I screamed an profanity. And that the referee said, "You're out of the game." So the guy sits me down, he says, I guess you'll learn by that. So my senior year comes a junior-senior weekend. Several of us were there, Pete Pickering and Steve Lufkin, and we were going to have a little fun. So we set our alarm clocks out for early in the morning. We were going to go out and have a little fun. Alarm clocks went off, and opened the door, and here's that Bob Geisinger out in the hall. I don't know what he thought we were up to, but he said, good morning, and shut the door and went back to bed. So I guess, Bob, you headed us down the right path, and speaking from all the people of South Jersey, the Hancock boys, and the Cadwalder's brothers, and my two sons that are out here, Dave and Jace, we want to wish you a happy retirement and many years of happiness.
I went to school with Bill. Where are you going, Doctor? You got to deliver somebody? I went to school with Billy for 4 years. You don't have to take a backseat to Billy when it comes to anything, kid. Thank you. One of the fellows that was class of 44 became a coach at George School, and as a matter of fact, he tossed me off the team one time for just swearing, and I've always held it against him, and I hate him. But I'm willing to forget about it just for tonight. Bill Craighead, would you come up here and tell us something about this? Thanks, Mike. I never really had a retirement party in all my years, and so I'm enjoying this vicariously tonight, you can be sure. There's very many of you out there that I don't know, and I'm having a whale of a time here, Bob. And I might just say a few things. Bob and I came to George School together in 1952, and we were beginning teachers. But because I had a little previous experience at George School, namely I graduated in '44, I knew most of the teachers when I came there, and in a way that was instrumental in my coming there to teach. But in the beginning days and weeks and months, Bob and I were very close, and Mary. I was in Fort Drayton, and I would spend many evenings down in their apartment in my beginning days at George School as a teacher. And Bob, I felt, was close to me in the fact that I knew so many teachers and so many ins and outs of what was going on around there.
And I had to warn him about certain teachers, like Brusha Deadeye Dudinsky, and Madam Metzel. Some of the others like that. They would constantly be checking on Bob. Yeah, Tiger Tom. Constantly be checking on us young faculty members. And we had some sessions like that. And then he was going to be working for Stan Sutton. And I thought, well, Bob, you're living in this apartment here. When I was a student, I lived in the room just above there when John Carson lived in the same apartment that you and Mary are living in. And I said, I think you ought to know something about Stan Sutton that might be rather amusing. I said, there were 3 guys that roomed in a 3-man room on the 3rd floor, just down from your apartment. And one day they came, they decided they were going to go out at nighttime. So they put a bunch of sheets together and climbed down past John Carson's window. And when they got to the bottom down there, they, who was there but Stan Sutton? And he said, what do we have here? And he said, there was a fellow named Jimmy Paxson. He said, well, sir, we're practicing Sutton commandos. Well, this meant a great deal to me. And I think Bob carried on the philosophy of Stan Sutton here very well, because when I went into the service, there was hardly anything physically that I wasn't trained for. And I feel that you guys out there and myself have received many benefits from guys like Geis here and Stan Sutton that I remember so well. I think of days that I spent with Geis too that will be instrumental in his retirement. One time my wife and I visited Geis at their home in Huntington, and we went down to the stream where Mary's parents had a cabin. And we went out in that stream and had a delightful time sitting on rocks fishing for smallmouth bass. Well, Bob is retiring to Huntington, and I can remember my mother saying one time about my dad, who was an avid fisherman, that she hoped that in heaven there would be some place for my dad to fish. Well, I can be sure one thing, that where Bob and Mary are going to retire is one of the finest new reservoirs that's been created in some of the finest fishing in the state. And I feel sure that Geis is going to enjoy that retirement. There is one particular thing that I can think of that Bob and I spent many years coaching baseball together. And I feel that with all the sports that I have coached, and many of you in here coached you in sports, there's one thing that I think that I can say here, that I probably spend as much time in the shower room with Bob than he has with his wife. And I think all of you know what I mean by that. Anyhow, these truly were the best years of my life. I spent 15 years teaching at George School, and I enjoyed every minute with Bob. And Bob deserves much more credit than we can ever tell. I think of some of the early years where I worked with Bob in creating a camp at George School. That camp is still an ongoing thing, and Bob has contributed a great deal, not only to the camp itself, but some of the assets and funds that go into managing the school. And to me, that is a very important thing. Well, there are others that I feel sure here that have much more to say, but I can say that when I was coaching baseball that one year, and Mike he had quite a repertoire of 4-letter words, and I pulled him aside to remind him that good taste. But I enjoy being here with you fellows tonight. And Bob and Mary, you have my love wherever you go, and Betsy too, and her husband and child. And it's a real pleasure for me to be here tonight. Thanks, Greg. I want you to know 4 people retired while you were talking. I'm going to get my Social Security check. And I got a shave on top of it. You know how you tell a guy to steal second? Most guys go like this. Craig had talked for 15 minutes. The next on our list to talk about to gessinger, and I hope for God it isn't that long. Roger Erickson. Roger, you want to come up? By the way, all these fellows were picked just as names of guys that we just guessed at fellows that had something they wanted to say that, holy smokes. Roger?
Thank you, Mike Kistoff. I'm sorry about that. Oh, Bob, where do I start? I can only think, Bob, of all of the times that I had to enjoy with you. One and the same. That's what beer does to you. Guys, I've only got a couple things to say. I will speak a little bit shorter than Bill Craighead. Bob, as I look around at these gentlemen, I can't help but feel that there are in your lifetime 2 people who really make a profound influence upon your life. One, of course, is your father, and one, of course, is your clergyman. Well, guys, look at our hair. You ain't my father, I can tell you that. But as far as being a clergy, maybe that's where you missed your calling. I can tell you, Bob, that as a student and as a faculty member serving with you, I got to hear you bless on many people. I have heard you bless the best of them. And maybe, Bob, that's where your real calling was. Sure, you were a great football coach and a baseball coach, and you had a lot of things, but I'll tell you what, I've heard you preach sermons that would make the Pope stand up. And in recognition of that, I've been duly recognized by all the gentlemen here, if you can believe that, to present you, Bob Gessinger, with this certificate. And this certificate makes you an official Quaker, an official member of the George School meeting, and therefore you have all the rights of William Penn, George Fox, and David Bournes. Congratulations! And now that Pope Bob has been duly incarnated, or whatever the word is, I would like to say one word in somewhat of seriousness. I had the pleasure of working with Bob for 5 years. I was his assistant. And I also had the pleasure of serving under him for 4 years as a student. And Bob, let me just tell you, as I said, there are men that make an impression upon your life. And this is with all seriousness. I sat there and I came to George School and I played football and baseball. I went to Springfield College, which many of these men cannot say. I also came, thank goodness. And I also came back and taught at the school for 5 years with you. And I can still remember, as I was telling a couple of them, I remember the tears in my eyes as I walked out of the office that we shared in 1975 when I went to Maryland. And I've often thought about that I left a very good friend, a very good teacher, and a hell of a man. And I just want to thank you, Bob, because I really appreciated that. And I just want to tell you, you're a fine man. I really thank you for the opportunity to know you.
Thank you very much, Roger. Teams have winning coaches and teams have losing coaches, and George School has John Gleason. if you want to come up and talk to Coach Gessinger.
This is all very fine, guys, but enough crap. I don't know. I've had a very dubious distinction here. To me, it's a tremendous honor, but I played football for Geis for 4 years. I played baseball for Geis. I played basketball for Geis. I went away to college, and I missed the man so much I came back to work in his daycare. I thought, I can't go on without Geis, okay? I graduated from college. I should be moving up. I couldn't stay away from the guy. I came back to coach at George School and teach at George School. I've been there 21 years. Geis, I think, is finally decided the only way to get rid of Gleason is if I retire and go away. Thanks, Geis. There's a lot of things about Geis that I've observed in these many capacities I've known him. First and foremost, this guy's a tremendous educator, okay? And being a football coach, I'd like to think that we're all educators out there. A lot of people don't mention about his teaching history. It seems to be sort of a dark, distant past. But as I was sitting at my table tonight, I was looking around. I remember when I was a student at George School, I didn't have the benefit of Geis as a history teacher, but there are some people in here who did. Geis, look at him, guys. You work the future of the world. Geis was demanding as a history teacher. One of them told me, I remember the final exam Bob Gessinger gave, and he drew a map of North America and South America. And he said, identify North America and South America. And there were some guys in the class who didn't get it. But Steve Hancock knows now where North America and where South. Right, Steve? All right. The other thing a lot of people didn't, you get to know this guy after a while. There are certain things. This is a god we're talking about here, but he has his flaws. Guys used to draw, we go to them, according to the history class, you go to the maps. They have maps in there, and China's colored red, and this is that. Guys would look around and they say, what color is this guy? Guys is colorblind. Guys, you can see the map, which is a good thing, and they can see what color they were. Guys has no idea. I left George School with these fond memories of this great instructor. I came back. I learned a lot of things at day camp, but I'm not going to bring those up. I came back, started coaching, and I figured, I want to be next to Vince Lombardi at George School here. If I want to learn how to coach, today wasn't a real good example of it, but we're coming along. But I figured I want to watch Geis do this stuff. Geis and I, and there was a mention of this in one of the letters before. Geis and I, we go over to coach JV football. Geis is going to show me how it's done. I'm going to watch. I'm going to make sure, because I want to learn everything from this guy. Anything I missed. I learned sideline composure from this guy. We were over at Hun School. You heard a letter a little bit earlier about it. We were at Hun School, and there were some questionable calls. There always are at Hun School. We were playing in New Jersey, and that's a tough route to travel. But there was one point in the game, there was this elderly ref who was doing, I thought, a rather good job considering his age and his senility and the other things that were holding him back. Guy showed me how to compose yourself. He looked out at this ref and he said, hey, old man, you can take that call and stick it up your rectum. There's another thing, and I thought that's the way you do it. That's how you control yourself. You teach these kids, okay? So then, another very important thing as a football coach, you got to be organized. You have to get it organized. You have to be thinking not a day ahead, but a week ahead. We've got a team that we play pretty much every fall called Bernathen. I know Roger Erickson remembers this one.
You prep a team, you get them ready, you build, you start Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday you peak, Thursday you get ready. The game, guys said, is Friday. The school closes down. This is a great one. 4 buses come. We cancel all the classes, and you know what a fine academic school George School is. You don't cancel classes, so and then you load them on the bus. We got the whole school. Next thing you know, we're sitting there, we're waiting. The dean of students, Clark Moore, comes running out saying, "Stop! Stop the buses." Roger Erickson is just taking George School's team over. The game was Saturday, unfortunately. Guys was going down there on Friday, which was good. It was I think we were ready to beat on Friday. I think we had it. Nice move. We're going to sneak up on Bernathen this year, you know? We can't out down there. It's the way to do it. It's the way to do it.
Please, we went out like they kicked their butt.
That's right. That's right. It was a smoke screen. Guys knew what he was doing. I don't want to say it. That wasn't all planned, all right? We're not done, guys. You got to learn also innovative. When you're on the sidelines, kids get hurt, whatever. You know, you got problems out there. You got innovative coaching. All you guys have been out there. You know what the master does. All right. Well, we were in a JV football game once, and the master came over to me, and our offense was a little sketchy because the kid who was playing quarterback never played before. And we were starting the game. He said, "I'm not sure they know the plays." He said, "Gleason, I don't want to ever hear about this again." Well, guys, it's time. Guys had drawn up the plays on 5x7 cards, and we would grab kids and send them into the game with these cards and throw around the huddle. We're going to run a 23 dive. Everybody got it? Everybody got it? All right. The only damn trouble was the kids kept throwing the cards on the ground. We ran out of plays after the first quarter. Right? It's kind of rough to do. That's another lesson, though. You got, as a football coach at George School, you got to be innovative. All right.
Lots of copies.
Lots of copies. Yeah, we got Xerox machines now. We can handle most of the teams we play.
Track 4.
Yeah, this is advanced football we're talking here. A lot of guys' lessons, though. You know, you get a silent communication with a man. You work with him that long. You're that close to him. You start to get a silent communication with him. There was one game we were playing. I forget who we were playing. But at halftime, the offense was sputtering. I looked at Geis. I wanted wisdom. I go to the master. There's only one place to go. I say, "Geis, what the hell's wrong with our offense? What can we do?" And he looks at me and says, "Gleason, it's time to shoot fish in a barrel." All right, guys. We're going to go strong right, slot left, shoot fish in a barrel. I sent it way in. I don't know what the hell he did, but I don't know. All right, it didn't look to be the answer, but I'm not going to give up on him. I mean, I believe it was the right play to do. I could go on. There are quite a few more. So I'll preserve the man's image there. But I do want to say something. I told you I played for guys. I was a captain of the team. We beat Bernathen 20-18, a hell of a football game. And went off to college. When I came back in college before I went to camp, I told Jaws this. I said, I sat down with guys. We used to sit around a campfire. I don't know where the kids were. Where the hell were the kids? Guys in Weimar. That was a great camp. That's a whole. We'll have another banquet about a year from now. Guys would sit down and get 2 cases of beer. Somebody would sit down and get hoagies, and the kids would go off down by the pond somewhere and play near the train trestles and things. That was good because they were around our hair. And we started talking, and I realized I sat there and talked to this man, and I would say stuff about Stevie Wrights or Pete Charleston or any of the kids I played with, and he would go through a whole history of the kid. And I looked at him, and I realized then, I said, I played for him, and I loved this guy back then. He also did surgery on my hand, by the way, which is why I can't play the violin today. And, I'd entertain you for another hour and a half. But this guy would go through, and I realized at that time that he not only coached us and taught us, but he lived us. He really loves every kid that played for him. And he's one of those kids, and just watching this man, he has done it right up until today. I mean, this year could be his year where he backs away from it. He's still talking to advisees. He's still talking to football players. He pulls me. He says, Gleason, this kid's got a problem. He's got this home problem. He's got this problem. He lives every life of this. I'm going to close on one more thing. I said, as sure as God made little green apples, as sure as God made little green apples, George School's been a hell of a better place because of this man right here. I'm going to miss him, and I think we all. Thanks, John, but the score was still 7-0 today. I don't think you have to worry about your job, kid. Don't worry about it, because nobody else wants it. Tommy Maddox from the great class of 1900 in our year of our Lord 56. He's after some of the Hamilton money, actually. Tommy, come on up and talk to guys about the class of 56, which probably is the outstanding.
He's making an honest living?
Yeah, he is.
He's working hard.
Hey, guys, none of these guys say they know you. Do you think we might be in the wrong party here? Do you have an invitation?